All right, there we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Can't sing copyrighted music.
Nobody will know what that is from when I said that.
All right, I gotta find the thing on here first.
Hey, everybody. Don't know if this is working. I left my phone out there. Jason's trying on the computer. We haven't done a live video in a long time.
Yeah, it has been a bit. Yes, I want to abort this.
Danger. Danger. Abort. Abort. It's a trap.
I can't make anything. Nothing's going.
Our computer works real good.
Yeah. All right, so for everybody who's here, if there is anybody, hey.
We don't know.
We're real professional
There's
here.
probably not. It's just pretty okay. I mean, we got to keep the bar low.
All right, let's see. Let's try this again. Now that we're not have all that going on.
I know my computer over there said, "Internet disconnected." It's like, of course.
All right, it's working much faster now. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're doing 150. We're gonna talk about some games that are outside of our top 100.
It's like no preamble. So on the podcast right now, Boardgame Mechanics podcast, we are talking about our top 100 games. Last week's episode, 100 to 91. In case you missed it, check it out. It's a good time.
If you missed it, go listen. It's good.
Ooh, I don't like this because now I'm seeing myself and I hate how I
Don't look at it.
Video.
Look at the camera.
So we thought, Jason said, I'm going to do videos outside my top 100. I'm like, well, I could do videos with you. And then we've been having problems with the cloud and the videos get too big. They don't upload. I'm like, why don't we just do Facebook Live?
It becomes an ordeal.
So this can live forever on the internet when I probably embarrass myself.
All right, so let's talk about some games.
Okay.
No more wallowing in what you look like.
The top 150 is brought to you by Speedway.
Hey, Mountain Dew Zero. All right, so Katie, you can go first. What's your 150?
Okay, so my 150 game was a total shock, and it's an IP game about something I have no clue. And my number 150 is Minecraft, Builders and Biomes. I don't understand Minecraft. It could be because I'm old. One of our friends, our gaming hotness buddies said, his son said, Katie, don't worry about it. It's going to be over in a few years anyway. You don't need to bother figuring out. Which made me feel really old. But the game is really fun with like all these cubes, and you're like selecting different cubes for resources. So you can like build these different tiles, which will score you points. And then you can also go out and you have like a little deck of weapons and fight bad guys. And it was surprisingly fun. I didn't have to know about Minecraft. I made up names for all of the bad guys that are not their real names. But it was a good time and fun and easy. And I actually would probably consider purchasing it. It was so good.
Yeah, that's interesting that that's your number 150. Because it's also my number 150.
Oh, look at that. It's like
the couple that has the same 150 stays together.
It's like we're married.
All right, so yeah, it's a good game. Everything Katie said, the little mechanism of building blocks to take actions is awesome. I actually really like that and wish it was in some more games.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say any more because she already covered it. So 150, Minecraft Builders and Biomes. So what's your 149?
My 149 is totally different. Actually, it's not. It's also a mass market game, and it's an IP-ish game, and that is Villainous. Now, we only have... Is it up there somewhere?
It's over there.
I got moved. We only have the green box, which is the original. I would like some other ones, just because I'm not like a completionist or anything, but I like to have options. And so I'd like the choice of all the villains. I think we've only played it... We haven't gotten out in a while because I think it is deceptively...
4-player is terribly long.
Well, it's deceptively not for non-gamers. Like, they're into the theme and everything, but you definitely want to kind of steer them towards some of the easier, more like direct characters to play. But since you each have your own deck and you're kind of doing your own thing, that can be a little difficult to teach people. But I like to play with people who've all played it before. I'd like to get that back out. I'd like to add some of the extra villains. Even though my personal favorite villain of all time, Maleficent, is in that initial copy. Yzma is in one of the other ones, and I do love her. I'd like to get that one. But yeah, my number 149 is Villainous.
That's a good game. I have no idea where it is on my list, so maybe we'll talk about it later.
I have no idea.
No idea. So my number 149 is a Stonemaier game. Probably way too low for a lot of people, and I understand that, and I don't care, because it's my list. And my 149 is Scythe. So, I've only played this once, to be fair. And it was with a person that we usually struggle playing games with.
He knows who he is.
So, maybe if I played this again, it would be higher. But this is a game, it's a Euro game that has minis that are kind of superfluous. They could be meeples or cubes or whatever. And you're going around collecting resources. You may do some combat. You may not. And it's a race to be the first person to get 5 or 6 stars out on the board for certain goals. It's fine. I probably should like it more because I love Euros, and this is like the Euro, one of the Euros. But I don't. So my 149 is Scythe.
That's like way lower on my list than that. My number 148, an old game that I really like. So only
Gambler.
Oh, that's way higher than 149. I am not like a trader like you who puts just Gambler way far down the list. Gambler is an exalted place on my list.
Whatever Katie says about Gambler is all lies. It was always in my top 100.
It squeaked into your top 100.
Ish.
You had to add it in.
Yeah, it was a little lower than I wanted, so I moved it.
Everybody just wait to see where it is on mine. Because you have to listen to podcasts. Because, hint, it's not in my 150 to 100. Bohnanza is my game. Man, I love that bean game. It's really accessible. We do have it back. It's right there. Ugly yellow box. Funny little bean artwork. It's really accessible to people who are non-gamers. We play this a lot with like our church camp friends with a bunch of randos that show up. We'll always pull up Bohnanza. It's easy card game set collection kind of thing with a few twists that make it challenging enough that people are into it. And like the player interaction's good, so everyone's always involved on all the turns. And for me, when I rank my games, yes, I rank them on games that I like, themes I like or mechanics I like, but I also rank my games on feeling, because I'm a super feeler, and on experience. And so this is as high as it is, even though it's a very basic game, because it's always a good time. So that's Bohnanza, my 148.
I do love Bohnanza. It's a good game. I was hesitant when we first picked it up, but everybody said it was awesome, but it was a stupid card game with stupid looking beans. But we played it at like church camp with a guy who hates everything.
He does hate everything.
And he liked it. So that tells you something about this game. It's a good game.
Is it on your list? Do you know?
I know what number 148 is coming up. Outside of that, I have no idea. So 148 is a old-ish game. That means it's more than 6 months old. And it is Lords of Waterdeep. Mm-hmm. Quintessential worker placement. Doesn't get more worker placement either in this game. You go to a spot and do the thing. It's set in Waterdeep, which I'm assuming is from Dungeons and Dragons. Right? Dungeons and Dragons.
That town is, yes.
It's interesting that this is a Dungeons and Dragons themed game, but there's no dice in it at all. And it's not boring, and I don't want to fall asleep.
Oh my gosh, shut up. And there's no dragons.
That's true. There is a beholder, though, occasionally.
I think there's dungeons.
So, Lords of Waterdeep, we have both the expansions. I like the expansions. I like the one that you can get a bunch of skulls. It's like a push your luck type of thing, because I love it. But yes, Lords of Waterdeep is fun. If you've never played it, go check it out. Great worker placement game. Number 148.
My 147 is another really light game, and this game, again, was a great experience, and I'm excited to have it for the holidays, because I think we can teach anybody to play this, and that is Silver and Gold. It is a flip and write, where you're actually writing on the cards that are getting flipped and pulling them to you. Well, there are multiple cards that are getting flipped, actually, I guess. You're pulling the cards to you. You're marking things. You're trying to get treasure. You're trying to get the most points by clearing off everything on your islands. Yeah, it's fun, simple. I like it, and I like that it's accessible to lots of people. 147, Silver and Gold.
Don't ask me if it's on my list. I have no idea. But I think it's actually in the top 100.
Wow.
I do really like silver and gold.
Well, we'll talk about that again later then.
Maybe. Don't quote me.
You have no idea what's on the list.
So, again, I know what number 147 is. And that 147 is Pan Am, which is a new game from Funko, I think. And I think the designer's Prospero Hall. I have no idea.
I certainly don't know.
Again, don't quote me on it. We're just pretty okay. This is a game about building airline routes and buying stocks in Pan Am. But really, that's arbitrary. It kind of feels like a Ticket to Ride. You're collecting different cards that have different cities, and you're trying to build either a route from one city to another or build an airport so you always have access to that city and you don't have to spend cards. Then at the end of the round, you're going to use some of your money to buy stock. Whoever has the most stock is the winner. It's pretty cool. It's a worker placement. It's mostly worker placement, but it has that cool stock thing tacked on at the end that I enjoy. So 147, Pan Am.
I've never played it. You play it without me.
It's good.
My 146 is a primarily set collection game, and that is Vinyl. Vinyl is not super challenging, although for some reason our friend Brandon has a serious problem playing this game. I can't figure out why.
We're going to talk bad about Brandon because he doesn't have Facebook, so he's never going to see this. So yes, I don't know what his problem is, but Vinyl is a real struggling point for him. Yes.
It's a really easy game. You're making a record collection, and that's what I love about it. Oh, it's right behind us. I just saw it in the video.
It's right there. I see it on the screen.
Yeah, it's right there. And we have a bajillion expansions for Vinyl.
And 2-player jukebox.
And the 2-player version of it. And we love music, so I love that it's a music-themed game. I love that there's play on words with the song, the album titles and the artist, and you're just trying to make as best matches as you can. There's worker placement in it. It's just a really groovy game about records. I like it.
Groovy, but records have grooves.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. If you weren't here to make that pun, I don't know where we would be.
Yeah, this is a good game. Again,
146 Vinyl.
Could be on my list somewhere. I have no idea. 146 for me is a game I believe Katie talked about on the podcast.
It's my 100, top 100.
Yes, number 100. And we actually have it now. And it is called Don't Turn Your Back from Evil Hat Games. It's a really weird themed worker placement deck builder. You're building your deck, you're using those cards in certain spots on the board to get points during the game, score some little round goals, and then put some of the cards in, you're encasing them in wax to score some in-game points. It's weird, but it's awesome. So had I played it more, it probably would be higher. That's my only hesitation. And the theme is awful. I don't care about theme, but the theme is awful.
I have been really starting to try and give some real thought to retheming this. I can't decide. I mean, probably an Asian theme would suit me.
It could be anything. It could be beans smoking cigarettes.
It's not going to be beans smoking cigarettes.
But anyway,
I'm going to retheme it.
My 146, Don't Turn Your Back. If you can find it, or if you know someone that has it, play it because it's fun.
It is. Ignore the ugly artwork.
Yes.
My 145 is a game that I'm sure people think should be higher. Get over it. Don't at me. And that is Raiders of the North Sea. I like this game. It's good, but we don't own it because I feel like... I
just want to play Lords of Waterdeep, probably.
Yeah, there are other games that we have. I was thinking Champions of Midgard fills it. I do like it because it has this really cool mechanism of you're placing a piece and then taking off a piece in order to kind of take your actions, which I think is cool. And so it's fun, but it just didn't rank higher because of that. So you're raiding the North Sea, you're a Viking, and you're kind of moving up to raid these different levels of places to get booty as pirates. Plunder.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
Not booty.
You said booty. All right.
To pillage.
And it's terrible at 2 players. I don't think we played it at 2 players, but I played it with Brandon, and it was not as fun.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's another reason why it's not as higher on my list, but it's still a good game, and definitely if you had more people and you really are into the Viking theme, or you don't maybe have some of the other classic worker placements, or you prefer that theme over it, it's a great game. 145, Raiders of the North Sea.
It is a good game, I agree. My number 145, yeah, I'm looking right at it, is a Cthulhu game. I like Cthulhu games, okay, people? Get off me. And you're going to understand why that'll make sense later. But my number 145 is a game called Ancient Terrible Things. It is essentially Cthulhu Yahtzee. You're moving this little pawn around to a bunch of different locations to try to fight big bad Cthulhu Elder God people. And you're doing that by, you need to maybe roll 3 2s or a straight or a full house or whatever. If you do that, cool, you get the card, you get the points. If you don't, you go a little insane. And you're going to go until so many of the insanity tokens are gone, and then whoever has the most points is the winner. We don't have the expansion. The expansion's sweet. That's what we played with Picorni. He had it. There's a lot more in-game goals. You have some cooler, different colored dice. But even without that, it's still great.
So, I guess I didn't know the difference.
My number 145, Angel Terrible Things. Yeah, I mean, we only played it that one time with Mike, and we played it a lot more just regular. And it's fine. It's still Yahtzee, but good time.
Yeah, I really like that game. It may feature later. I may like it a lot more than you. And part of that is experience, too, because we first played it with Mike Corney, and since he's, like, one of my...
Well, I'm surprised it's not your number 1 game.
frequent favorites, I liked it. It was a good time. My 144 is a game that you don't like, and I like it because I love the interaction, and that's Sheriff of Nottingham.
I don't hate this game.
Yes, you do.
I do not hate the game. I appreciate that it's a party game that doesn't take 5 hours. It has a set amount of time that you play, and popping open the bag is fun. I like that, but I just don't want to play it. Because there's 1,000 better games.
And if Jason doesn't want to play it, that means I haven't played it in 3 years. But
You're not right.
I still remember I really like it. They did a new edition of it.
With terrible art.
I kind of like the art, but I like the original art better.
The original one looks better.
It's a fun, like, bluffing game and also, like, set collection sort of game. What do you call that, maybe?
Yeah, you're trying to collect a bunch of different chickens and apples. Yeah, you're collecting sets, essentially. It's a different type of set
and your
collection.
contraband,
Yeah.
your fine...
Smuggling in some contraband.
Fine cheeses and meads. I just think it's fun. You can be the sheriff. You can, like, really get into the role, and you interact with everybody there, and I am deceptively good at deceptive games. So that's kind of why I like it. I know some friends that don't like it because they aren't as good at lying.
You don't ever have to lie, though. You can play the whole game telling the truth.
That's right.
So it's not all about lying. You could just, if you're always telling the truth, and then you do slip that one lie in there with a whole bunch of contraband, then you played well.
The quiet people also tend to do well. People are always suspicious of me as part of the problem. So I just have to, like, lay low for a while until I lull them into a sense of security, and then I sneak in all the contraband.
Tell the truth just enough, and then you slap them with a lie.
That's right. 144, Sheriff of Nottingham.
All right, my 144 was actually in my top 100 last year. It fell. And I don't even know why. I really like this game still. Yeah, I don't know.
How is it that low?
There's just other games I like better, apparently.
This is over.
So my number 144 is Tanto Cuore. Now, I lumped all the Tantos together, so there's like 5 of them. They're all mixed into one on this, because they're all mostly the same. This is a deck builder game where you're trying to earn favor with these maids, and they're going to come hang out in your chambers. Basically what that means is you're trying to buy a bunch of cards.
Why are you going to make it sound so dirty?
That's what the theme is. I didn't make it.
They come hang out in your chambers?
What do you
They're working.
What do you think you're doing?
They're cleaning.
How many maids do you freaking need in your chamber?
You have a ginormous mansion. You are wealthy.
You have one chamber. A chamber is a bedroom, right?
No, you can have many chambers.
I'm not putting my maids in many chambers. I'm putting them in one chamber.
Just because, as far as play goes, I think that's where the theme falls away there, Mr. I don't care about theme.
Deck builder, anime, maids, scantily clad, Tanto Cuore, 144. It is a good game. I actually don't know why it's this low, but it is what it is, I guess.
I can't believe that. I'm a champion of this game. It is much higher.
I think it's because a better deck builder with maybe a clown theme.
No, the insane clowns are not better than the slutty maids. Sorry.
You can keep saying that. That's not going to make it true.
We're going to put a poll on the Riveted. Scantily clad slutty maids, insane clowns.
What about scantily clad slutty clowns?
Ew, that's even worse. Where are you going with that?
I don't know.
No. I'm not sure where it falls in my top 100, but I know it's in my top 100. Okay, my number 143 is a game you also don't like. And I'm surprised it's this high, but I do kind of like it. It's just not as good as other games of its type. And that is Chronicles of Crime. So Chronicles of Crime has that cool novelty of you're using your phone to like see the crime scene and look at clues and scan QR codes, which I think is cool. But I play a lot of deduction type games. So Sherlock Holmes is my detective obviously beats the snot out of this game. But it still is fun.
I actually agree with that statement too. I like Sherlock Holmes because I like detective a billion times better than this game.
I do like being able to look at a scene and like map things out. Honestly, my problem with this game is I think it's too easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, good, because I'm like, I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, like, oh, this game's so easy, I'm like so smart.
When
but
we did the review for that 1400 one, we figured it out in like 30 minutes. To be fair, I was just kind of riding along, but you figured it out in like 30 minutes. Actually, I'm kind of figuring it out too. It's like, this is pretty easy.
I went slower because you were kind of holding me back, to be honest.
But again, that was a review one. Maybe that one's harder. I don't know, but it was really easy.
And we haven't played a lot of the cases. The ones I have played, I thought were fairly easy, but I do think it is neat to look at the crime scene, to try and see which clues are there, to scan QR codes, to talk to different people, move around. It kind of times you, like, oh, if you're here now, well, they're not going to be there when you get there. I think that's really neat how the app kind of takes care of that. So my 143 is Chronicles of Crime.
Yep, not on my list. I mean, not even in the top 200.
I know.
Think. My number 143 is a Stefan Feld game. A lot of his games fell, probably because we don't play them. I don't actually play them a lot. The ones that I play a lot actually are higher. But I haven't played this one that much, 2, 3, 4 times. And it is Notre Dame, 10th anniversary, but it doesn't matter. The non-10th anniversary is essentially the same, but I have the 10th anniversary. So what this is a drafting game, kind of. But it also has some area control, sort of.
Have I played this?
No.
Okay.
So you have a hand of 3 cards, I think it's 3, and you're passing them around to all the other players. And you're eventually going to get stuck with cards that probably aren't yours, depending on the number of players. Then you're going to have to use those cards to go to put cubes down on spaces of the board to make their actions stronger. So the more cubes, the more powerful that action is. And there's also this little carriage that you're moving around the roads to try to pick up like bonuses. It sounds really weird, but it plays a lot better than it sounds. So if you like drafting and you like cool area action selection majority stuff, check out Notre Dame. That's my number 143.
My number 142 is a 2-player game. And I actually think a lot of my 2-player games are ranked fairly low because I enjoy the social interaction of board game playing. So when it's only 2 games, like as much as I do play a lot with just Jason, I like the option for more players. But my number 142 is Naga Raja. And this game is really cool.
Very good.
You're like throwing these sticks, these Nagas with their Rajas on them. I don't know.
I don't actually know what they are. They look like sticks, yes.
I don't know have Nagas, like the dots are Nagas or something.
The lines are Nagas.
The lines are Nagas. Okay, whatever. Anyway, you're throwing these like different size sticks with different dots and lines on them, which sounds weird, but it's instead of dice, it's just a different thing. To be able to play cards, to open up rooms in in your temple to try and get a bunch of points from what you find there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's neat. It's different than a lot of 2-player games, and I really like that. And I like throwing the sticks. Again, if it weren't 2 players, it would probably be higher for me. But I really like it. So that's 142 Naga Raja.
Great game. It'll be on the podcast episodes for me.
Oh.
142 is a game for me that I don't think I've played with you. I played with Brandon a couple times, and it's called Praetor. I don't know how you say that word.
Praetor.
Which is like a Roman like legionnaire.
I think I jumped in and played for Jose one round.
Oh, maybe you did.
And it was a disaster.
So what you're doing in this game is it's a dice game kind of, but your dice are workers, and they're going to go out as like a low value, like a 1 pip. You're going to send them to do some actions, and as they do labor, they're going to age. Once they hit 6, they're going to retire, and then you have to start paying them a pension. So you want 5 and 6 workers because they're awesome, but then you're going to have to start using your income each round to pay them their stupid pension. I don't know if you played this.
I feel like it sounds familiar, but maybe we just talked about it before.
There's some cool, like, and you're building the board with these tiles. You're trying to connect corners, which is kind of dumb, but you're trying to connect these corners with the same colors to score points. And the tiles you're putting out are buildings that you're building. You're also trying to build this wall for some reason. I think they forgot they were in Rome and not China.
They also walled their cities. I mean, walled cities was a...
Yeah, whatever. So this is a game about dice getting stronger and paying a pension. Kind of like life, I guess. So if you like cool, interesting dice games, give this a shot. It's pretty cheap. Usually people are dumping it off because a lot of people don't like it, but I like it. Rahdo has a great run through. Go check that out. 142, Praetor, however you say it.
Is this the one where like you can also get like statues or something, and then you're also putting collecting cards because you might need a certain set.
There's no cards.
Okay, then
it's just dice and tiles.
Then I never played this game.
And a bunch of resources.
I never played that game. Number 141 is another game that is great experience and that Jason hates and will never play, and that's Monikers.
I love this game.
No, to be fair, he's never played it.
I've played games like it where you get up and you act a fool for 3 rounds.
You don't act a fool for 3 rounds, just 1.
Oh, okay.
So. Monikers, it's got all the different types of people. Like there's pop culture and historical people, and which I think is really cool. And so you're in teams, and you make a deck of cards of all these different people, the Monikers, and you are going to go back and forth guessing over the course of 3 rounds. Go through the whole stack each round. The first round, you say anything to get your team to guess. The second round, you can only use 1 word. The last round is charades, where you stand up and act them out.
Oh, man, it sounds so good.
It is really fun, okay? People that like to have fun and like to interact with other people like this game. Jason doesn't like to have fun and doesn't like other people. That's why he doesn't like this game.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I know. That's why I said it. So, I mean, I've played this with, like, little old church ladies and, like, all kinds of people. And so, like, there are some clues that some people don't know. And so, in that first round, you're trying to help kind of educate people. And if there's certain things that you maybe missed on pop culture or history, you're trying to pick up those clues so that when they come back again in the second round, you do know it. And it's just fun. Like, I could not get these ladies to say Puxatawny Phil for the life. Nobody could remember Marie Antoinette. I talked about Louis XVI. I talked about how she got her head chopped off. I talked about how she said, let them eat cake.
Cake or death.
Nothing. But it's fun. I love the experience. I love word-based games like that. So that's why I love Monikers 141.
Yeah, I don't even think... Well, I've never played this, so it's not even in my top 500.
It would be higher if I actually got to play it. More.
Yeah, that's true. What was that? 141? My number 141 is a game about a Chinese female pirate. And the game is called Madame Ching. And this is from Bruno Catala. Mm-hmm. Art by Vincent Dutre. And this is a really interesting, like... I don't know how to explain it. You're basically playing cards down in ascending order. So if you start with a 1, the next card has to be higher. If you can't get a higher card, your expedition ends, and the spaces that you moved, based on the cards that you played, wherever you are, you're going to get some kind of treasure. The same color card, if you play a card that's the same color, you're going to move in a straight line. If you play a different color card, you're going to move diagonally. So diagonal is going to help you move farther, but it's also going to make it harder because you're limiting yourself on what colors you can play. You're trying to make it to Hong Kong if you can. Almost physically impossible. Really or you're trying to get, I think, 5 or 6 different treasures, and that ends the game. It's super fun. I've played it a lot. I really like it. I don't know if other people like it, but I like it, so I like playing it. We got it for a song on like Black Friday.
That's true.
It looks great. It's super fun. At least I think it is. And that's my number 141. But not fun enough to be my top 100, apparently. But Madame Ching.
Again, we play so many games that, like I mentioned in the podcast, like my top 200, 250 games are all games that I like and enjoy. And the fact that I'm looking at a shelf of more games, and I'm like, oh, and even games that I've only played once or twice, they could easily move up.
What about those amazing review games we haven't even played yet?
I know, they could easily move up. So, yeah, just because they're not in our top 100 doesn't mean they're not great. These are all good games. I like Madame Ching. I love the theme. The gameplay is just okay for me.
I like it. It's good.
My number 140 is by the illustrious, the amazing PDB. And that is Spirits of the Rice Paddy.
I was going to say, wow, Revolution's that low? But
no, Revolution is higher. Actually,
okay.
Revolution was in my last week's podcast, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I don't remember all of it. I remember some of it.
You never listened to me.
I remembered that Don't Turn Your Back was on there. So apparently I was listening for at least one.
That was the very first one. The first one. Oh, she's talking. Okay.
And Zone Out. I even edited it too, so I have no idea.
Spirits of the Rice Paddy. So interesting game about growing rice. You're moving water, collecting water, planting rice, moving water out, growing and then harvesting rice.
Ducks poop in there too. Having
ducks poop in there, eat the bugs, fertilize it so you can harvest it, all that great stuff. It's such a cool game. I don't know if people are turned off by that, but the mechanics are really interesting.
The theme is weird too.
I know, but I like it.
Yeah, it's different.
I like that it's different. So that's why it's my 130, my 140 Spirits of the Rice Paddy.
Good game. I think it's actually...
You have no idea where it is.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's on my list somewhere.
Don't say it.
Somewhere. So my number 140 is another Feld, and it is In the Year of the Dragon, which you've played this one.
Yes.
So this is basically a game. It takes place over...
It is? It is basically a game.
Yeah, it's a game. It takes place over 12 months, which is 12 rounds. Each of these months, there's going to be something very terrible that happens that's going to slap you around.
Yeah.
And you got to prepare for it. You're either going to get like a plague. I don't remember what they all are. But there's one nice one where you just have to buy fireworks. A couple of those.
Because you're going to celebrate.
So they don't really slap you around. Nothing bad happens. You just won't get any points if you don't do fireworks. But you're going to like miss food. People are going to get sick. There's going to be... The Mongols are going to come. You got to defeat them. It's just terrible. The whole game is just terrible. You're basically taking this little dragon. You're going to a spot to get prepared for a bad thing to happen. You can't prepare for all the bad things, so you got to pick which one you want to prepare for. Get slapped around as little as possible. I like it. It's brutal. It's really hard. It's really frustrating, but it's enjoyable. And people aren't really the problem. The game is what's mean.
Yes.
So you go, you're doing your thing, and you're still not doing enough. So 140 In the Year of the Dragon, cool game. It's not nice, so don't think it's going to be a nice, laid-back, peaceful journey because you're going to get slapped.
You're like, oh, I want to rack up 100 points. You're not.
No, you're not. You might, but you're going to get slapped around.
People are going to die. I mean, you're going to lose stuff. It's just basically die less, lose less than other people.
Yes. Be the best
of the worst.
Of the worst, yes. Yes, just be better than someone else. That's all you got to do.
It is a good game. My 139 is also a party game. I like a lot of these right in this area because I do enjoy playing them, but I also know that I do like some more complex games. So my 139 is Timeline Challenge. So there are a bajillion timeline games that are just kind of arranging the dates of the cards. But Timeline Challenge, you can put several different, like subject areas or whatever together to play. And you're also moving around a board. So there are different types of clues happening and different ways that you're using the cards, which I think is really fun. Growing up, I love, and still do, so no one plays it with me. I love playing Trivial Pursuit. I love trivia games. I'm a Jeopardy junkie. I love it.
I'm good at like Kids Jeopardy.
I can't even watch Kids Jeopardy. I'm like,
I feel like a genius on that stuff.
Insulting. Tonight, I just whooped all over everybody in regular Jeopardy. Those people don't know nothing. And that Final Jeopardy question was too easy. But Timeline Challenge is like a nice, especially if you're like, well, I don't know specific facts, but this is a lot of date arranging. So you're kind of trying to think, okay, is it about in this area? Or did this likely just happen before this? So you don't have to be as specific, which I know a lot of people, that's the reason why they like Wits and Wagers. Is that the game I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I never played it. I don't know. But yeah, you can like bet that someone will get it right or bet on someone or get close or something. Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, yeah, something like that. I don't know. We obviously haven't played it.
Never played it.
But I think that's why people like that one is it's a trivia game where you don't have to exactly know the answer, but be kind of close. And Timeline Challenge is like that, except I like to exactly know the answer. And the times I played this, I put a severe beating on everyone, so maybe that's also why I like it so much. But it's really fun, and I'd like to get other timelines to put in there to mix it up. So that is my 139 Timeline Challenge.
I do like this one. I don't know where it is, obviously, and don't play it at 2. It's really not fun at 2. I played it with Brandon at 2, just because I wanted to learn it.
Yeah.
And it is not good. It's better with more people trying to duke it out for the answers. Yeah, you can't make like Star Wars and like Star Trek together in this. You have to use like real ones, like Americana music, like actual stuff from the real world in order to make it work. Otherwise, it'll break.
Yeah, because you can't have like alternate universes. Yeah.
So that's the only caveat. But yes, this is a great game. My number 139 is a trick-taking game and pick up and deliver. And it is called Tricky Tides. So this is, it has really slick production. It's in a little box.
Yeah, it looks great.
You're basically doing trick-taking to determine who gets to move their boat first and in what direction. The trick-taking is also going to help you determine which monster you get to move, because the lowest on suit gets to move a monster around and take some special actions. You're trying to go to these certain islands, pick up colored cubes, and go to other islands, deliver said cubes to get points. And that's it. You're going to play over 8 rounds, and then whatever happens.
Whatever happens.
So whoever has the most points is the winner.
happens.
So I like this one, and you took my number away. 139 is Tricky Tides.
Sorry. I was just trying to see. You have all these like notifications, and I'm like, what are they?
It's not for this.
Oh, okay. My 138 is also a game that you can play with the premium version up to 8, I think.
Yes.
And that is Love Letter. I really like this game because it's so easy to teach, and yet there can be a lot of strategy behind it. Like, you have one card, you draw one card, you play one of those cards.
I mean, it's pretty easy to teach.
Like
it really is.
And so I tried to teach it to these ladies at church, and they all looked crazy. They couldn't figure it out. I'm like, the power is on the card. Like, you draw a card, you play one card.
Reading is hard.
No, I taught it to a group of teenagers. They were so into it. They went out and bought it themselves. They really enjoyed it. Introduced it to their family because they were totally into it and like backstabbing each other and like playing it all the time. I love the artwork in the deluxe version. I think, is there an Asian themed one?
I think the first one,
because it is
Asian
one. It's
themed,
a Seiji Kanai game.
Yeah.
Did you see how I pulled that out?
Good
I
job.
knew that.
Yeah.
I never
Good
know
job.
that.
That's
I never know.
That's a good guess.
No, I knew that. I know that one for real. Put on Timeline Challenge. I actually know that. I never know any publishers, designers, anything. But Seiji Kanai, I know the Japanese. I got you. Love Letter is just so... I love that it's a small game. So simple in your turns, but filled with crucial decisions. That's what's great about it. And the different versions are fun too. We have Batman's cool. We have...
That's it, Batman.
Oh, just Batman?
We have the regular, like, little one. It's the red thing. Mm-hmm. Deluxe and Batman.
I want the Santa one. I want the Christmas one.
Love letter. Not love letters.
Letters to Santa.
Letters to Santa, yeah.
And then the wedding one would be nice, but we'd have to get married again.
Yeah.
So my 138, Love Letter.
My number 138 is probably a game we're going to talk about on our Christmas episode, because it's a Christmas-themed game, and it's a really good one. And it is called Santa's Workshop. So this is a worker placement game where you're trying to go around.
Is this different?
Yeah, that game needs to be thrown off of a roof.
Oh, I mean this game.
Yeah. So that was... Sorry, disregard that. Number 138 is Santa's Workshop. This is a worker placement game where you're essentially going around trying to collect plastic, different types of goods like metal, to build presents for kids. You got to build presents, and each of the presents are worth points.
It could be pleasant.
The more plastic you use, the less they're going to be worth. You're also going to...
Because we don't know that cheap stuff.
Right. You're also going to... What else are you trying to do? I haven't played it for a while, since last Christmas, actually.
I know. I was just thinking, I want to bust this game out.
There's also... You can go visit the reindeer and get some cookies, which are going to be worth some points. I don't remember all about it, but it's a worker placement game. You're trying to fulfill like goods and stuff. It's over there. It's right behind you. Next to Dojo Kun.
Oh.
So yeah, this is a really good game. It's one of the very few Christmas games that is awesome. Some people rag on it because they say it goes on too long, and like at the end of the game you get bogged down in just collecting goods. Who cares? It's fun. Just have fun with it, and it's a good time. So 138, Santa's Workshop.
Yeah, I like that game. Maybe revisit it later. Now that I get the name right. My one...
Yeah, if you would have talked about that next game, I'd have been like, what?
You would have straightened me out. Also, when you said that game, I was looking at my next one on my list, and I was like, that is a game about Christmas. And then I'm like...
because it's your list.
Oh, yeah, mine. We have two different lists. Yeah.
We do have two different lists. Two different people, two different lists.
It's getting late, apparently, for me. My 137 is also, again, another big group experience kind of game. And it is Concept.
Man, this is like party game central. Good night.
I know.
You getting out of this mess anytime soon?
Yeah.
That one kind of is, but I like that one, so that's fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, as long as you... thank goodness.
I like this one, too. This one's all right.
St. Jason said it was okay. I do move out of that. This is just the area where they all happen to fall, because I like them, but I know they aren't always the deepest game experiences. So Concept, I saw Will Wheaton play on tabletop, and I was like, that seems really interesting. And I kept telling Jason I wanted to play it, and he was like, let's do it.
I heard party game, and I went, checked out.
Oh, I don't want to get this. So finally I saw it, and it was really cheap.
We got it from Joel.
Oh, yeah. Joel was selling it, and I'm like, I want Concept.
I actually think he just threw it into something else
Probably.
that I bought.
Like, I want that game. I don't care what else you buy from him.
If Katie talks about that Christmas game, we'd have to revoke her gaming privileges.
Kim,
I sorted her out, Kim. It's all good.
I got the name wrong. I would never talk about the game unless it's the worst games I've ever played of all time. Anyway, back to Concept. This game's great. So
that's funny.
In some ways, it's like one of those common war games, even Monikers, where you're trying to explain something on a card, but you're using this big board.
It's super abstracted out.
That is abstracted out. So it's got which in that sense, that part's language independent. So you can play with like smaller kids as long as you're on a team with someone who can tell them what the card is, the clue you're going to give. There's colors on the board. There's numbers. There's fictional people. And you've got a little like player aid that helps you kind of know what the different pictures mean. So you can start thinking about them different ways. So you're using these tokens to like map out like, okay, here's what the main thing is. It's a fictional character. Okay, and then it's like, okay, maybe it's a fictional red character. Okay, it's a fictional red character that's small and it has to do with kids. You're like, Elmo or whatever. So you're trying to get people to guess by laying out all these cubes.
That was good. I actually was trying to guess who you're saying. I was going to guess it, but you spoiled it.
Sorry. Furry!
Sing! You already went there.
Sorry. I could come from another one if I want. I'm really good at this.
Fred says Concept's loads of fun.
It is loads of fun, Fred.
It is fun. I already said that.
I know.
I feel like everybody's dumping on me for a game I like.
But once again, you doubted me. You doubted.
I did, because the only party game I want to play is Ladies and Gentlemen.
Just one.
Or just one. Yeah, just one is pretty great.
See, you don't even know yourself.
You're right, I don't. I have no idea.
I forgot everything that versus. Kim, that's why we play on teams, okay? I'll help you.
I'm bad at it,
I'll
too.
help you.
Katie keeps me grounded.
But we played this with a group of friends, and so, was it guys versus girls? No, we had a couple couples.
Church people.
Yeah, but it was a different group of them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they were first like, I don't know. But they got really into it, and we're laying out stuff that was really great. And sometimes you're like, how hard of a clue do I want to get? The scoring kind of sucks.
Yeah, you're trying to collect these light bulbs. And the way you get light bulbs is weird.
So we just usually house rule it, like, okay, let's play to this, or let's try for like the hardest clue, or you get extra points for the hardest clue, or whatever.
Yeah. Otherwise, you get 1 point.
Yeah, you just figure that out. But the actual gameplay, the board design, it's fun. So that's why 137 Concept.
This is a good one. I don't hate this.
Thank you.
The more I play it, actually, the more I like it. The first time I played it, I was like, ugh. But then every other time, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, using the question mark and the cubes to, like, do the side points or subtopics or whatever. Mm-hmm. Pretty neat. All right, my number 137 is a pick up and deliver game about pirates, because nothing says pick up and deliver like pirates. And that game is called Black Fleet. This is a game that we got, I don't know, Asmodee was having, like, their yearly sale one year.
Yeah, it was super cheap.
And it was like $5 or something. And I was like, I'm going to give it a try, because it looked awesome.
Yeah.
The boats are cool. It had
cubes. The art is really cute.
Art's cool. It has cubes. Has metal coins that come with the game. Granted, there's not enough of them, but it's like...
But they're nice.
Yeah, they're nice. And this is all it is a pick up and deliver. You have some cards. You're playing a card to determine how far you can go and which of the 2 Navy ships you can control, because you're trying to go take out other people's pirates and all that. You're going to an island, picking up some goods. You're taking those goods to another island to get money. You're using that money to reveal some of these cards in front of you. They're going to give you special powers. First person to buy the last card is the winner. So it's kind of a race to get money and spend money.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I like it. It's kind of mean, but it's 30, 45 minutes, so who cares? And it's just a good time. So Black Fleet 137.
Yeah, I like it. I like the production. Well, I might talk about this later because I like it a little bit more than Jason.
Tim, you should play it because Black Fleet is really good. Really, really good.
Oh, yes. Like, even just the parts are fun. I again, we know this is me. I just like to play with the little boats, and you can actually put the cubes in the boats, and then the coins feel good.
It is pretty satisfying.
It's good.
Yeah.
My 136 is a game that... How did we get this game?
Well, I don't know what game it is.
You can look over my list.
Blue Orange sent it to us for review.
Oh, yeah. We got this sent to us, and I never heard of it before. It was right behind me. It is right behind me.
It's amazing.
And it's called Detective Club.
This is up there in my party games. I like this one a lot.
I'm so tactile. Which I think it's weird that you say it's a party game because I think you can only
plays in like 6.
It
plays 8.
Oh, it plays 8.
Yeah,
okay.
that's party.
Okay, that's party-ish. But it's very similar to Dixit, I would say.
Yeah, Dixit. It's like a more gamery version of Dixit.
Oh, Ricky, can you deal with that? It's like Dixit. You've got cards with these illustrations on them.
Yeah, I'm dealing with it.
And they actually tried a little bit more than Dixit to make them link up because you see some recurring images. And so then everyone gets a pad of paper. And so whoever's the detective or whatever, they will choose 3 cards. 2 cards. And they will decide, here's a phrase.
A word.
Here's a word that I see in these 2 cards. They write it down on all of everyone's pads of paper but one. Thank you, Tim. It is so fun.
It is. It's really good. It's a very, very good game.
And we've kind of tried this out. I think maybe it's another good one to bring out in the holidays because it really calls onto a lot of classic gameplay. So I'm looking at these 2 cards. I see grass in both of them. I write grass on all the notebooks but one. So one person out there doesn't know what my clue is. So I pass with the notebooks. Nobody knows who that person is.
And if you're that person and you're right after the clue giver, that sucks.
That is the worst. So the clue giver lays down their first card and everyone's like, ooh, oh. So if you know the word, you're like, okay, let me look at my hand and find a card that matches the word they gave me. If you don't know the word, you don't want anyone to know that you don't know the word. So you're looking at the card and you're like, oh,
you're staring at the card. You're like,
what's in there? What's in there? What's in my hand? What works? Okay. You lay it out. Everybody plays 2 cards. At the end, the detective, or whatever they're called, reveals the word. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, we knew that. Of course. So then you have to go around and defend your 2 cards.
Yeah.
And say why you chose them to meet the word.
So if you have no idea, you're trying to scramble. If you're that first person and you're the traitor, you're scrambling like, oh yeah, I picked this card because this green dot here looks like a blade of grass that like just got cut and is blowing in the wind or something crazy like that.
Right. Or sometimes you're just really bad at explaining yourself, or your cards are really crappy.
Yes.
So you're just like making stuff up, like, I didn't have anything else, so this mouse looked like he ate grass, so that's why I put him down.
The stories are pretty great, Tim. I agree.
You just make up you start making up crazy stuff, and like they get bigger. Like when you first start, everyone's like, "Yeah, there was red in here, so I played red." Later, it's like, "Well, this person here obviously cut themselves, so they would be bleeding, and that blood would be red.
Yeah,
but this guy over here is royalty, so his blood is blue." Like you just start going like bananas.
It really shouldn't be that fun of a game. Like it honestly shouldn't. But it's super fun. And I hate games when you're telling stories like that.
I know. I'm surprised you like this.
I love this one. I don't know. You're trying to guess who the traitor is, or who the whatever they're called. The person who doesn't know the word is, and you're going to get points.
The unknown.
And if no one can guess them, they're going to get points. So kind of Dixit style, same kind of scoring. Yeah. But yeah, it's so good.
So that's my 136 Detective Club from Blue Orange.
Yeah, that game's really good.
It is good.
My number 136 is a game called Antarctica, which you have not played with me yet.
Nope.
So this is a really odd game. It's from Argentum Verlag, Silver Games, which you told me. Silver. I don't know languages other than English, and even that's sketchy at best. And this is a game where you have this boat, and you're moving around Antarctica to try to build research stations, different kind of like satellites and stuff. But the trick here is your boat is frozen until the sun moves around the board to thaw you out. And then once that happens, you're able to move your boat. And the boats, you can move clockwise, and the sun moves counterclockwise, so it's this like balance of, well, I can move over here to do what I need to do, but I'm frozen for a really long time because the sun's going the opposite way, and it just left this area. But you have 2 boats, so you're kind of trying to weigh that stuff out. You have some scientists that you're trying to do an area majority on each of these little sections of the board. It's really cool. I don't play it a lot, and I don't know why, because I really like it. My only issue is some of the pieces are cardboard, like standees, and some of them are wood. So you have these really nice wooden bits, and then you have like the satellites are like cardboard. It looks stupid. I don't understand.
How do you make a wooden satellite?
It's like I don't know. There's like a windmill or something that's made out of wood, and the other pieces are like cardboard standees. It's terrible.
Is this the sign for stand?
Yes, this is a cardboard standee right there because they slide into each other.
Yeah.
So 136, outside of Katie's mocking, is Antarctica. It's good if you haven't played it. It's usually pretty cheap too because I like a lot of the games that people hate apparently. So yeah, go check it out.
No, I think it's also we have a lot of really cheap games because you're cheap.
That's true, and I make myself like them. Like everybody hates this game.
I'm gonna get that $5 worth out of this game.
I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna love Antarctica. That'll show you. Sounds like Jason is asking for this game to have minis.
I hear you.
Now, come on. Let's not get too carried away here. I just wanted either to be all cardboard or all wood. Then I'm good. Minis. No minis. Minis are never appropriate.
Oh, what about the minis game we got today?
I know that's pretty cute.
Oh,
we'll see that later.
Can't wait to see that one. My number 135 is not a party game, finally.
No, Tim. No minis.
Tim, of course, like, wait, her minis. Sorry. Yes. He was like snoozing off because like, these guys suck. Minis? What?
Minis,
I'm
what?
here. I'm here for that.
It's like Garfield when he hears lasagna.
I'm awake. My 135 is Mercado. Mercado is like, it's not push your luck, but you're pulling.
Kind of is.
You're pulling things from a bag, and you're using them to, I don't want to say bid.
Yeah.
It's a contract fulfill in order to obtain like these different antiques or perfumes or different valuable items. And they each require like a certain number of these tokens in different colors. And so you're usually not going to get all of them in a draw. So you can say, well, I think I'm probably going to get these in the colors I need. So I'm going to put it on this. So you're trying to kind of you want to win that bid. I guess it's an auction kind of, but you're bidding with these different colored chips to hopefully take the item, which gives you points.
Yeah, it's a race to get all the way around the board on the scoring track.
And even if you don't win the item, you get something.
You get like a scroll that gives you some kind of special power. I think.
Right.
We haven't played it for a while, but it gives you something good.
Again, it is a really casual game. Like, it's a game that I feel like you can teach a lot of people. It's like an ugly Rudiger Dorn.
Istanbul.
It's an ugly looking game.
It is
for sure.
It is pretty gross. Like, it really is. Even the like things you're buying are like, ooh, I don't want.
You're like, why? Yeah, I don't want to buy this piece of crap. But you do because that's how you win the game. Right. But it's just it's casual, so you can also like talk and chat and do some other things, but you're still kind of playing in the game, and you're also watching other people's turns because you want to see, okay, what are they going after? Could I accomplish that? What's coming out that I can get with maybe the chips I have or what I'm hoping to draw out? It's just a fun light game. So that's Mercado,
and it's on sweet deal today on Amazon. It's like $16.
It's totally worth $16.
I don't normally post stuff like that, but I posted that today because this game's totally worth it, and no one talks about it, and they should.
That's right. Despite being well, I just talked about it. So.
That's true. We talk about it. No one else. My number 135 is another game that no one talks about. I mean, maybe. Somebody probably talks about it somewhere.
Somebody might. I don't know.
And it is called Ars Alchimia. This is a worker placement game in a really tiny box.
It is tiny.
And it's I don't know. It's from Japan, I think.
TMG, though, did it. See how little?
So this is a worker placement game where you're trying to get different types of ingredients to make these recipes, or like potions or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's cool worker placement because no matter where somebody goes, you can always go there. You just pay an extra worker. So Katie goes to a spot, she spends 3 people. I have to go, if I want to go there, I have to spend 4 or more. But you have like 30 workers or something. Fun. It's an obscene amount of workers that you have. And you can just take piles of them and just put them on a space. It's kind of cool. The board's real small, so it gets real crowded with all these guys on there. But it's really fun. It's interesting. Again, we haven't played it for a long time. But because we have so many other games. But it's really good. If you can find it, we got it for super cheap. Again, there's a common theme here. So the theme is, if the game is cheap, I'll probably buy it. So if you want me to buy your game, make it cheap.
Or make the artwork gross, as Fred says.
Gross or cheap.
We're gonna put that. They're gonna put
Jason review. This game is gross.
He's gonna put that. They're gonna put it in Rudiger Doran's calling us. Can we put that quote in the Cosmos on the box?
In a good way. It's gross in a good way. So
you always want to hear that.
My number 135, Ars Alchimia.
That is a good game and it's fun. I like it. I like the player colors too. They're different in that one.
Oh yeah, like purple and yeah,
orange, and that may appear later. My number 134 is a game that people are probably like, "Now, how dare you put this so low?" I'm sorry. Get over it. My number 134 is Architects of the West Kingdom. Again, it's a good game. I like it. I just don't like it as well as some other games. So this has that really neat mechanic of how you're placing your workers down in different places. You can capture other people's workers, send them off to jail. That's this one, right?
yes.
Sometimes they get all their names mixed up, all the kingdom
That's
ones.
what they get for calling stuff the same thing.
I know. They're trying to be thematic. I don't know.
Annoying.
Stop.
It's a good game, but
I love the artwork in these series.
It's the Miko.
And this is Shem Phillips' game, right?
It's his company. I don't actually think he designed this one.
Dang it! I'm doing this.
It's Garfield. It's his company. You're right.
Kim, I knew you would be upset about this.
How dare you put this so low?
I know.
Said good day.
I said good day. I know you love this game, and
In our defense, we've only played it one time.
And I played your copy because I don't have it. I liked it. I
don't like the going to jail part.
That was gross. I'm not even upset about the going to jail part. I don't know. It's okay. I do like there's that reputation thing where you can go do shady stuff in the alley, and so your reputation goes down.
Doing shady stuff in the alley is always cool.
Right.
I don't know what that means.
Anyway, and so then you're like, okay, do I do good works? And then you gotta but the shady stuff keeps you from doing good stuff. So there's
Kim says Paladins is better, but we haven't played that.
But I haven't played Paladins. If you would freaking quit playing with your other friends and come over to my house and play games with me, maybe I would play Paladins.
Oof.
So don't you come at me with how low Architects is.
She said I just wanted to be the one to say it, so no one else did.
But yes, I still think it's a good game. And if someone brought it and wanted to play it, I would totally play it.
I would play it.
I would play it. And still, 134 is not that low because, again, I play tons of games. And this is still a good game, and I like it. And that is Architects of the West Kingdom.
Yep, that is good. I'm not sure where it's on my list as per usual.
It's coming up.
Hey, it is coming up. How about that? My number 134 is one of the greatest games of all time. I don't know why it's so low. And it's called HomeStretch. We've talked about this game so much.
Mine's coming up in the podcast this week.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot.
Embarrassing. What are you doing to all the good games? Gambler barely makes the top 100, and HomeStretch is in the 130s.
You already called my list fake news, okay?
Fake news.
So let me keep spewing my fake news. 134, HomeStretch. It's a game about betting on the ponies, and it's so awesome. I love it. It's basically a roll and move game. Let's be honest. You're rolling dice and you're moving some horses. But the thrill of trying to get number 12 across the finish line, it's one space away from the very beginning. And all you got to do is roll one more 12. You can't do it. Oh, it's so fun. I love it. You just race 4 races. You have some shares of some of the horses. If they win, you get money. If you get first place, if you bet on the right horses, you get some money. You're trying to have the most money at the end of the game. It's silly. Shouldn't be as fun as it is. It's a great game. If you like, I would call this should be a party game. It plays 6, so I think technically that counts in my criteria.
Your odd definition of party game.
So if you like crazy, stupid games, play HomeStretch. It's amazing.
And it is so much better than I thought it would be, Kim. I totally agree. Because Joel was going on about it. I was like, sometimes, Joel's a 90s kid, and we like to say that bad stuff is actually good, sometimes just to be controversial, but sometimes bad is bad.
The words of Huey Lewis, sometimes bad is bad.
Bad is bad. But it is good. We actually played this with my grandma because she loves to watch the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, yeah, we did play this. I forgot.
And she was like, yeah, I want to bet on that. Yeah, let's roll again. She liked it. She owned all the horses. She got a bunch of money.
It's really good. So that's my 134.
All right. How long are we going here?
We're going to wrap it up after 131.
Okay. I'll write a line. Jason's using a computer. I'm using pencil and paper.
Because it's 2020. Katie's an old soul.
Fundamentals. Yes, he would say that. I would agree.
It is a party game. It freaking is a party game. If you can play more than 6... I mean, I like that way better than most party games. But I would play that at a party group. It's not hard.
It's not hard?
Oh, it's the TV.
Do we leave the TV on?
I was like, what is that? That was like a creepy noise.
There was some creepy music when we talked about Mask of the Red Death, and I was like, ah!
Oh, that's funny. All right.
It's supposed to be the football game.
Yeah, it is the football game. It's probably a commercial.
Okay, so my 133, yes, he would say that game, is unfair. And this, actually, Kim, I'm so glad you're here because this is the game that you backed on Kickstarter. And I was like, oh, this Kickstarter thing. Oh, you want this game? I don't know. The title wasn't doing it for me.
Where the comments go?
Oh my gosh, you ruined everything.
What did I do? You just keep going. I'll fix it.
Okay. The name wasn't doing it for me, and then I played it. And then I played it again. And then we bought it because it is really, it's a fun game. It has sort of harkens back to that, roller coaster tycoon type feeling, which I think they're actually making a game about that, or they have.
There might be one. I don't know. I don't like games like that a ton. I like Unfair though.
But it is really fun because the components are cool, the artwork's cool. You're building your park and you're trying to add things to your like different coasters and attractions to bring more people in. You want to make more money, and I don't know, like that's just fun. And it really isn't that hard to teach. Once you play one round, everybody kind of knows what's going on, which is nice. And you have this really handy dandy little like car, I think. It's
like a rail car.
Yeah, whatever they call the car you sit in on a roller coaster. Is there a technical name for that? I don't know. That there's just one, and then you move it along all the different actions that happen in a round. So it's very helpful. It's a fun game. I like it, and I actually would like to play it more.
The thing is, this computer's hating me right now.
Huh.
Funfair is coming out with Funfair. It's a less mean version.
Oh.
So it's like that World Peace version that I always make us play, but it's built into the game.
For do notification. Yes. And
I mean, we all get those, I think.
And honestly, like there is a take that element that you could play if you're a big D-bag. Can I say that am I allowed to say that?
We can
on
say,
Livestream?
yeah, I mean...
I edited myself.
Yeah, we edit. It's the PC version, PG version.
If you want to be a real turd, you can play the mean card, but there's usually a good thing and a mean thing. And the good thing is like something that is usually so good that you really don't want to pass it up and do the mean thing. So I feel like that helps kind of keep the game from being...
Spoiler, I'll never pick the mean thing.
So take that. I have picked the main thing before a couple
times. I will
times.
pick the thing that just helps me, and you build yours better than mine, and I'll
shut yours down.
I'll be terrible, and you can beat me down while I'm being terrible. That's what you see happens.
So that's my 122, and that is unfair.
132.
My 133.
All right, that's what we're on.
It's my 133.
All right, my number 133 is a game I just did a review for not that long ago, but I've played it lots and lots of times, and it's called Celestia.
And you played this so many times, and I have yet to play this game.
I played it at camp a whole bunch of times. I don't know.
Where was I?
I have no idea. This is a push your luck game, so of course, I love it. It's a re-implementation of Cloud9. You're in this cool like airship thing. It has amazing art. The production is really awesome. You're rolling dice. You're trying to guess if you think the pilot of the ship that turn has the cards to beat these challenges. Mm-hmm. If you don't think they can, you can jump out, claim a reward from the island. If you think they can, you'll push your luck. See what happens. If they have it, you'll go to the next island. Do it all over again. New captain. Super easy. You're trying to get as far as you can go. It's a race to 50 points. Whoever hits 50 ends the game. And then whoever has the most points after that point, because multiple people could do it at the same time. Whoever has the most points then is the winner. Really good. Really fun. I don't have any of the expansions, and I don't care, because it's just fun. So 133, Celestia. You'll like. I mean, it's push your luck.
I'd like to play it one of these days if you'd actually play it with me instead of other people.
We'll see. We'll see.
My 132 is kind of a classic intro game, and I like that because I like to bring new people into the hobby. And so game is Royals. It is up there at the top. I don't know if you can see it in the video. No.
It's right there.
No, it's cut off.
It's cut off, yep.
But Royals is like Ticket to Ride in that you're collecting cards of a certain color, which is actually regions that you want to put influence in. I'm surprised I like this game so much because it is kind of area control. So sometimes it does tick me off. But it is casual. It's easy to help bring other people into the game and introduce them to that. And so then it becomes a very great gateway game for people once they get down that mechanics of area control and set collection and those kind of things. I think it's really great for that. I also love that when you
Royals is deliciously evil, says Fred.
It's evil?
It is. That area control's nasty.
I guess when you're trying to like outdo people, because you're like, okay, I'm going to take over France, and then you're like, what are you doing collecting France cards? Like, stay out of France.
Yeah, you've had France like the whole first like 2 years or whatever it is. No one's even been in there, and all of a sudden, here comes everybody. Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, no, I have the Duke of France. Stay out. Yeah, that's true. I could see that.
It's pretty true.
And so I like that because then there's some player interaction because you can kind of like battle for people over different areas, which I think is always fun, especially when you're introducing new people to the hobby. So I like that. 132 is Royals.
That's a good game. My number 132 is another Yahtzee style game because I really dig Yahtzee style games, and it is called Dice Town. Bruno Catala, you're basically playing poker Yahtzee.
Yeah.
You have poker dice, 9 through ace are the values, and different values are going to give you different items on the board. Whoever has the most 9s gets some gold nuggets. Whoever's the king becomes a sheriff. Whoever has the best poker hand and aces gets like a plot of land that's worth some points. You're basically just playing until all the gold nuggets run out.
Yeah.
At that point, game's over. Whoever has the most points is the winner. It's easy, it's silly, but I like it. So that's Dice Town.
That's good. That actually is way lower on my list, but
lower as in like higher up.
Yeah.
Like after
closer to 200, I think. But I like it.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I don't want to necessarily always take it out because I think I played it out, but it's super fun still.
But a lot of other people do like that game, and I think it is an easy transition again.
Everybody knows Yahtzee.
Yes, and the noise. Everyone loves that, shaking those cups and slamming them down. That's
Fred, bust that bad boy out. Get that out of
Fred, you.
So here's the thing. We can, as soon as we get a game in a house, Shrink comes off. I cannot have a game on the shelf with Shrink. It annoys the bejesus out of me.
Even though someone gave me a game that Jason will never play.
That's not true. I might play that. You don't know.
You won't play it. Deadline. It's a deductive, like, film noir detective game that I'm so excited to get into. It was in Shrink. Did I even get to open my own freaking game? No. He's like ripping it off as soon as the person leaves. I'm like, that's my game!
To be fair, I didn't punch it out. And there are no games in Shrink on the shelf. There's technically one right now. It's only because it's an expansion to a game that we don't have. And it's going to go to Kim. Because I don't have the game. I'm never going to play the game because it's abstract and I don't want it.
I'm surprised you don't open it and hand it to her opened. Just watch it, Kim.
That's it. I'm opening it now.
He's going to open it. Don't you? Yes, and I agree, Kim. Dice Town is great because if they're used to poker hands, a lot of people are card players, which that's what I started out doing, is playing cards over board games. So I think there's a lot of fun elements that bring people into that game, much like my 132. So the last one I'm going to cover tonight, because we have been on here yakking for long enough, and you people want to go to bed on a Tuesday night. And my 131 is Deadly Doodles. So this is a
good one.
Is this a flippin' rate or rolling
flippin' rate?
So this is a flippin' rate. I like it because you're doing different things in this one than a lot of those other bajillion flippin' right, rolling right, moving right. I don't know, flicking right.
Flicking right's interesting.
Any of the above options, because you're like putting a trap. You're like, oh, if someone goes through my trap, then I get extra points for that. I'm trying to avoid it myself. Trying to avoid other people's traps. I'm trying to get treasures. I want to be able to like get a sword and or an axe and kill the dragon. So there's other little goals within that I think are really fun. I've heard there's expansion for that.
Yeah, which they call Deadly Doodles 2, which makes it seem like it should be standalone.
Is that from the Munchkin dude, Kim asked? Yes?
It's from Steve Jackson, so yes. But I don't think it's the same designer.
I don't know that he designed it.
It's from Steve Jackson.
But yes, it's Steve Jackson games.
There's two games from Steve Jackson I really like. Revolution. And I like this one.
So yeah, it's a fun little game, and that's my 131 Deadly Doodles.
All right, so my number 131, we're going to beat this dead horse again. Architects of the West Kingdom. Yes, it shouldn't be this low, I understand. Only played it one time. So if I played it more, it may go up higher. If it didn't have jail in it, it may go up higher. That felt a little
Mean
for me, yes. Live and let live, okay? That's how we want to play board games. Let me do my thing. Let me be terrible by myself. I don't need you to help me be terrible, okay? I'm going to lose. If Katie plays a game with me, Brandon plays a game with me, pretty much any of you out there, even Scott, you say you can't win a game. Anybody who plays a game with me is probably going to lose or win 95% of the time. I'll squeak out a win occasionally.
That's true.
But just let me do my own thing. So, Architects of the West Kingdom, I like it. It's got cool art. Katie already talked about it. I don't remember a ton about it other than the jail thing. You're going to get some resources to spend them to do other things, like you do in most good Euro games. So yeah, my 131. So high. It's so high on my list, I don't even know how it plays. Architects of the West Kingdom. There we go.
All right, so we'll do a quick review. We did 150 to 131 tonight. My 150 is Minecraft, Builders and Biomes. 149, Villainous. 148, Bohnanza. 147, Silver and Gold. 146, Vinyl. 145, Raiders of the North Sea. 144, Sheriff of Nottingham, which Kim is terrible at. 143, Chronicles of Crime. 142, Naga Raja. 141, Monikers. 140, Spirits of the Rice Paddy. 139, Timeline Challenge. 138, Love Letter. 137, Concept. 136, Detective Club. 135, Mercado. 134, Architects of the West Kingdom.
The jail is sour. I agree.
133, Unfair. 132, Royals. And 131, Deadly Doodles.
Who Hey, James, better late than never. Well, you're gonna, oh, yeah, I mean, you're pretty late. But,
welcome. We're getting ready to sign off. Jason's going to recap now.
So I'm going to do my recap if I can find my sheet.
Oh, Fred, thank you.
150 for me is Minecraft, Builders and Biomes. 149, Scythe. 148, Lords of Waterdeep. 147, Pan Am. 146, Don't Turn Your Back. 145, Ancient Terrible Things. 144, Tanto Cuore. 143, Notre Dame. 142, Praetor. 141, Madame Ching. 140, In the Year of the Dragon. 139, Tricky Tides. 138, Santa's Workshop. 137, Black Fleet. 136, Antarctica. 135, Ars Alchimia. 134, HomeStretch. 133, Celestia. 132, Dicetown. And 131, game that's criminally rated too low by both of us, Architects of the West Kingdom.
Yep. So that's it. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We are going to hopefully do at least one more of these and knock out 130 to 101 since we're doing the top 100 on the podcast. So we thought we'd give you the top 101 to 150. So we'll do another one. I don't know what day we'll do it.
Whenever. We kind of just do what we want to do when we want to do it.
Probably not.
It won't be tomorrow, and it won't be Thursday, and it probably won't be Friday or Saturday, so Sunday at the earliest.
Yeah. So maybe next week or maybe Sunday evening we'll try and get this out. But thanks for joining us. We love talking with you guys and just hanging out and talking about games and being dumb with each other. So that's it. That's all for tonight.
Yep. So now for some shaky stuff because I got to shut the camera off because we're low budget here. So
we're pretty okay.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
Keep gaming, everybody. This is my very official. Ooh, that's a sneak peek right there. No spoilers.